The Style Method Podcast, helping you avoid fashion disasters one sassy tip at a time. Celebrity and high-end personal stylist Amy Salinger dives into style wins, fashion fails, and closet confessions with women of all shapes, budgets, and lifestyles. Expect expert tips, unfiltered advice, and maybe a little tough love, all in the name of great style. It's time to unlock your signature look. Welcome back to the Style Method Podcast, where it is real talk, real style, real you. I'm your host, Amy Salinger, celebrity and high-end personal stylist and founder of the Style Method System. And today, I have a fabulous branding maven joining me. Ruthann owns her own company, redesigning, rebranding websites for female entrepreneurs, specifically coaches, leveling them up, just like I do, branding them on the outside, right? Taking what's inside their head, taking their inner confidence, who they truly are, their authentic selves, and saying, here, this is what you look like in a website. I love everything about this. I loved chatting with another creative female entrepreneur who understands that showcasing your higher up, leveled up self is always going to be the best way to go. So here we have my conversation with Ruthann. Welcome. So excited to have you on the podcast. Ruthann Rafiq is here, the branding expert maven. Let's give a round of applause. You're supposed to clap for yourself. Come on. We love ourselves right. on this podcast. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm a big believer in loving thyself. I've taught my 4-year-old to run around yelling, I love myself. And I'm like, this has either screwed you for life or you're going to be the most confident human that's ever lived. But either way, we clap for ourselves here. Thank you so much for coming on the Style Method Podcast.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here chatting with you.
I am so excited to have you. So what you do is near and dear to my heart. For one reason is because I just love everything about branding. It fascinates me. And the second reason is I recently did this not only for my life, but also for my business. So let's lie into this. Let's talk about what you do, what your business is. And then I want to get into why you feel this is so important. Obviously, you've built an entire business around it. And I guess technically, so have I. Mine's just around the style brand.
Yes, I feel like our businesses overlap so much. So I just feel like this is going to be a very flowy conversation. I'm very excited to talk about it. So yes, I am a brand designer and website designer for women coaches and service providers who are wanting to rebrand their online presence so it really reflects that professionalism and expertise that they have with their business and have a brand and website they really love that just feels like them. So when people go to their site, they can really feel a sense of who this person is and see how great they are at what they do. I just hit 10 years in my business in March, so it has been quite the journey of learning how to be a business owner and grow my business in all of the different seasons of life. And I had kids 6 years ago. I have 3 kids now, and they are 6.
You have 3 kids under 6?
I do.
Damn, girl. I want to give you a strong high five virtually.
I really appreciate that. Yes, it's a very full season of life right now. So yes, so 6, 3, and 1. She just turned 3. So yes, it's a very full life we have over here, but I love it so much. I'm from Kansas City on the Missouri side. So we live here, and we just moved into our dream home this last fall. So it has been a busy time for us.
Good for you, girl. I mean, seriously, you're buying a home and moving in the middle of all of it. You're rebranding your entire life.
And I was going to say, when you mentioned that you rebranded your personal and professional life, I feel like that's kind of how it is. When you go through a major life shift in your personal life, it just affects your business. Like, you can't separate the two because it is who you, especially as a personal brand, this is who we are. It necessitates the fact that you change some things in your business to kind of reflect that change in your personal life.
I mean, I always say, and when I turned 40 and my whole life fell apart accidentally and purposely, because I then knocked it all down during the pandemic, because I was like, I'm ready for a new season of life at 41. I say that like you have to start with the lifestyle that you want.
Yeah.
I feel like you go
Yeah.
to the finish line, you look at the finish line, you look, which to me, that's very much about what lifestyle do I want? How do I want my life to look? I was in person in New York City, like running around like a crazy, oh my God, I'm in Bergdorf's, I'm in Saks, I'm in someone's home, I'm all the things. And that was my brand. And then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, I'm a single by choice mom in Providence working totally virtually, still with the same clientele. But now what the hell is my brand? Now what do I look like? I mean, I changed the name of my business and everything. I was like, let's just knock it all down, girl.
And that's exactly what I did. I did that too. Like, I mean, like I said,
We
like
didn't even
moved.
know this. Look
You
at
didn't
this.
even know this.
I
And
know.
I changed
I
my
love this.
business name and all of that. So yeah, it is. You just kind of go through these shifts and you have to have it reflected in your business as well.
You 100% do. And like, I am, I am an expensive outsource, obviously. One can go to a store and buy clothes and dress themselves, but I also say one could also cut their own hair, but why the hell would you do that? The idea is that you look to others to be the expert of things you are not amazing at. And by the way, you're not
Yes.
supposed to be amazing at everything. So as you're rebranding your life and rebranding your business and trying to come into that evolve, I should say, into that new season of life that feels more authentically you, it is the most logical decision to look to an expert to help you translate that. That's what both of us do. We're translators of what is already happening in this person's head, but they can't get it out in the medium that we can.
That is exactly right. And that is kind of why I shifted into focusing on rebranding, because so many times as newer entrepreneurs, you start off doing everything that yourself. You're like, oh, I can pick out my own colors. Like I can do my own website. Of course, like I'm a capable, intelligent woman. Of course, I can do this myself. And so I come alongside business owners who are, 4 or 5 years in business, sometimes sooner. It kind of depends on how long it takes them. But they're like, I think I need like an expert to do this for me. Like I've done this before. I've kind of like piecemealed it together. I'm doing the
Mm-hmm.
best I can, but I really need some help to make this look how I want it to look. And I just cannot I don't know what the hump is, but I think a lot of it is talent. A lot of it is experience. A lot of it is like time that we've had in our respective industries to get good at what we do. But it's like, I think I just need someone to help me get it to look how I want it to look. Because for some reason it's not there. So that's why I
Well,
focus on rebranding and I love it.
the for some reason is that they're not an expert. It's very simple, and I talk to people about this all the time. When you do something all day, every day, you better get good at it. Like it better be something that like someone asks you a question and answers just roll off your tongue. And it also should be like, yeah, I can do it myself. Like I get it. I tried to do my podcast cover by myself and I was like, that looks good. Like I was all proud of myself and shit. And then I had a graphic designer do it, and I was like, what the hell did I do? Like, she just made it like level up and literally put that touch of professionalism and did what the professionals do, which is like, these are your colors, these are going to be your fonts, like all the things that like it looks a little mishmashy when I was doing it. She put that shine on it, which is
Yeah.
what you do. What is your like ideal client? What is your, you get all excited. You're like, yes, this is going to be the most fun project ever.
I mean, so many types of projects. I'm an Enneagram 7. I don't know if you know that, but I love like a lot of different things. So I am not kind of like, I don't like boxing myself in. I'm extremely creative. So it's really hard for me to say, oh, this one is the best or the most fun. But I've worked with jewelry designers. I worked with a potter. She created pottery and doing her ceramics brand was so fun. I worked with a hair salon last year, and that was awesome. Coaches, I love working with coaches. Anyone who really specializes and really produces a high level experience for their clients. I love coming in and just like elevating their whole look of everything, the client experience, and just helping it really rise to that level that they are wanting it to be at.
Exactly. Evolving to be exactly
Yeah.
who they are capable of being. And you're just like one prong in the wheel of like, let's get you to that next level, which totally
Yeah.
takes me to you because I'm so curious. You're saying that you you rebranded yourself. And I'm
I did.
curious what you were and what you have become and what made you transition. And then we'll get into the fashion side of it, obviously.
Love it. Love it. So my business for 10 years was our art space, and I was so happy with it. You know, it served me so well during the time, but I was a solopreneur in the beginning. And then I brought in like some white label designers. And last year I was really wanting to grow into an agency model. Like that was like what I thought was the pinnacle of success, is like, if I have an agency, like I will be quote unquote successful. And I think you can be extremely successful as a solo entrepreneur. I don't think that's really talked about a lot in the online space. Like if you are a team of one, you are successful. I just don't hear a lot of people say that. A lot of people say like if you have the dream team, if you have the agency, that's kind of like
I think it has to do with what you're at, what your goal is, what's your lifestyle, what's your end game, and then it makes decisions for you.
I 100%. So I think I bought into a little bit of what I was hearing around me, which is never a good thing. Because with my own values, it just became very clear that I could not have an agency just because my kids are so little. Last year I was juggling many projects. I think I was up to like 8 or 9 projects at a time. I was having, you know, team members work with me. It was getting a little bit crazy because I was having to like check their work, and we had to do revisions. I had to do revisions with the designers, and then we had to present it to the client. And so there was just, I think the agency model is glorified in a lot of ways, and it is wonderful when you have the time and energy to dedicate to it. I just was not there. I did not have the time. And honestly, I was like, I don't really want to be managing designers. Like I love the creative process. Like that's where my heart and soul lives and breathes life. Like I love doing the design, doing the graphics, doing the website design. Like I don't really want to outsource all these fun, beautiful things. I remember I outsourced a project, and it was kind of one of those dream projects, and I outsourced it. I was like, I hate that I had to do, like, I don't want to do that. I want to keep that for myself. So it was definitely a reminder of like, where are my priorities, and like, what season of life am I in? Like, what can I realistically manage?
I totally understand. Trust me. My days are incredibly busy, and I am doing the outsourcing thing right now as well as having a team. And the managing almost takes more than the physical at work itself a lot of times, which is something a lot of managers will tell you. It's an interesting decision because sometimes I'm like, oh, remember when I used to just take off the whole summer and go travel around Europe and do crazy things like that? Obviously, that was pre-child. But now it's like, because I've gone virtual and I'm not in person, there's so much more opportunity at my fingertips. And I made an executive decision. I'm going to go in. I'm going to see what I can do with this. But I assure you, it is exhausting, girl. There is definitely moments where I'm like, do I go back to when my life was easier? But I think for me, the season of life right now is like, let's just try it. Let's just see what we can do. Let's go there. So we're gonna circle this all back to style because we are on a style podcast, obviously. As far as like branding yourself, because that's a huge thing. If you're sitting here being said branding expert, I always make jokes that like you can't go to a dentist with bad teeth. You can't go to a hairstylist with a bad haircut, and you can't go to a fashion stylist with bad style. You as a branding expert, how much effort do you put into what you're wearing every day? Because you're trying to be a mom to 3 and be an entrepreneur running a business yourself about specifically branding. How much does what you wear matter to you, and how much thought do you put into that every day with the amount of all the time you have?
Well, I will say my style and fashion has evolved significantly, but I will say in the last year, I have really, like, after I finished nursing my last baby, I was like, I'm ready to like not be wearing maternity clothes all the time, because I was just wearing like these worn out old bras and like just t-shirts, and I was living in that for a very long time. I think since COVID, like for 5 years, I was living in like these clothes that made me feel like nothing. Like, I was just,
you just said it though. They made you feel like nothing. Like, I feel like that's a really strong statement that people should hear, because I think that is in a lot of people's heads. It's like you think you're putting something painful off to the side, i.e., I don't have time. I can't think about that. That's not important. And then it equates to, I felt like nothing. And it's like that is the opposite of how I want people to feel every day. And you just made a blanket statement for why I push for people to wake up and go, I'm going to get dressed. I know it's going to take slightly more effort, but on the other side, I'm going to feel good, confident,
Yes.
happy going out the door. Girl, you just hit the nail on the head.
So I started putting some effort in and I was thinking like, what is a low lift for me? Like, what is an easy thing I can start doing? And
Hmm.
color was like the first thing because I was wearing a lot of black, a lot of gray, a lot of white. And I was like, maybe I can get my colors done. So I did get my colors done. And so that was eye opening because a lot of the colors I didn't even know look good on me. Like I didn't wear anything purple. I am wearing purple today, but like
Yes, you
I was like,
are.
I don't even wear, like, I've never worn teal. I've never worn yellow. Like all of these colors that were my colors that look good on my skin. I was like, I've literally never owned a piece of clothing like this color. So it was just kind of, that was like my first, thing that I was trying out. Like, okay, let's buy a piece that's maybe a little bit more colorful. And then I started playing with silhouettes, which I didn't even know what that was. So in my life, I've struggled with my body and eating and all of that kind of thing. And with
Being a
weight,
woman.
I
Yeah.
it's literally being a woman. I gained a
Yeah.
lot of weight in college, and so a lot of body things. And so I always just grabbed something that was really like oversized,
Hmm.
nothing that would define my shape at all because I was kind of self-conscious of my shape.
Yeah.
And so I did these little quizzes on like Pinterest or whatever. It's like, okay, I'm an apple shape. Like I don't really have a very defined waist. And so I would just buy things that were huge, basically. And so
Yeah.
last year I was, the mom jeans are like huge right now. So like high waisted, like kind of baggy. And I was like, I've never, ever, ever done anything for my silhouette. So I was wondering, like, what if I tried something? I have a short torso. I'm 5'3". And so
Yep.
I kind of have a small torso. But I was like, I think I can maybe wear something like this. So I wore like a high-waisted mom jean with like a crop, it doesn't show my skin, but it's like a crop top. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
have a waist. Oh my gosh, I look skinny. Like, no way. Like, it was just such a shock to me. And so I have to tell you, I have so much fun now getting ready. And
I
I'm
love
not a
that.
I'm not a big fashion style person. I'm definitely exploring like how to use patterns and mixing things. I'm not really too good at it, but it
Give
is so
yourself
fun
more
because I
credit. You
feel, oh, thank you.
you should. I mean, I always am here to be the positive reinforcer. Like everything you're saying, most people wouldn't have even stepped outside of that. They would have stayed in what I refer to as the garbage bag. I'm going to put on something oversized. I'm going to hide from the world, and it's hiding from yourself. And it's honestly like makes you feel like shit. You're trying to not
You
be
do,
seen.
you do. It's true.
You're trying to not be seen. And the reality of what you did is you're like, I'm going to dip my toe in the pond. And you dipped it in a really lovely way because you weren't doing the complicated things. The silhouettes are the more complicated things. But trying a few new colors, you were starting to be like, I'm okay bringing a little bit of attention to myself. Because black, oversized, what are we doing? We're saying, please don't look at me. Right. But when you
It's so
start bringing
true.
a little bit of that color in, you're going, okay, I'm gonna poke my head out of the turtle shell. When you really started analyzing silhouette and your body shape is when you're really starting to jump. And I do have to tell you, I'm very impressed. Number one, it's hard to identify your body shape. I do say, and I have a body type quiz myself, that usually you are two types of body types combined together, which is part of the difficulty. It's very rare that you're one type. It's usually some sort of combination. It's never as clear cut as that. And thank God, because we're all unique, beautiful human beings. With that said, pear shape, and you leaned into a trend of the moment while also understanding your body. I just want to go through why you did a good job. I need you to understand. And I want all the listeners to understand how this works. And it's so positive is that you realize, okay, I'm pear shaped, which means you're curvier on the bottom half. Your hips and your bum are the wider spot on your body. Your waist is the smaller spot. So we're going to highlight the smaller part, which is going to be the high waist and more fitted. That's going to draw the eye to the center, to the middle. And then by choosing a wider leg, you're now giving some breathability to those beautiful hips and curves and also making your bottom half look a little bit straighter because we're not going skin tight on your hips and your bum and highlighting that curve. We're in fact straightening it out by pairing it with what I would call a waist length, not a crop top, because a crop top implies like we're a teeny bopper and our stomach is hanging out. This would be a waist length. So natural waist is right around your belly button. If you cinch at your natural waist, now we're only doubling the effect of the high-waisted jeans where they're hitting you. And now you're compounding it by putting the crop waist length at your waist, tightening it up. If you did a juxtaposition of color, like a dark blue on the bottom half for jeans and a white on the top of a sweater or a t-shirt that's fitted at the waist, that's only going to bring the eye upward even more and draw attention to the smallest part at your waist. So kudos to you. More topping. Good job. Good job. The whole thing with dressing that people don't understand is it's all an illusion. All dressing is an illusion. So I jokingly call myself the cheapest plastic surgeon in town. You don't need to go and like, you know, the GLP-1s and all the liposuction and all the things that we, you know, can do for ourselves. You don't necessarily need to do that. If you start really analyzing your body type and putting on silhouettes that are more flattering to said body type, I understand this is easier said than done. You started doing a little bit of research. You had to put some effort in. You started trying different things. That is going to come out the other side with people going, did you lose weight? Like, it's like they aren't sure. They can't tell, but you didn't do anything. You just put on the proper silhouette for you. Because I can tell you, garbage bag silhouette is not going to make anyone ask if you lost any weight.
I loved hearing your breakdown of like the reasons why. Because I'm like, I know that I don't feel good this way. And I know I do feel good this way. So I don't really know like all the reasons why. But I was like, this somehow is working. And I have had, I think my husband the most is like, you have lost so much weight. And I was like, I really haven't. Like, I don't think I've lost any weight. And he's like, you are tiny. And I was like, thank you so much. Like, I don't think that's true, but I appreciate you. I'm wearing the right, like you were saying, like proportion, and it just looks smaller in a different, how it lays. I don't know. Everything you just said, yes.
Everything I just said. It's all about where you're directing someone's eye to go. They don't know that you are directing them with color, with pattern, with jewelry, with necklaces, belts, whatever it may be. It's not like it's so obvious. It's not like there's a freaking bullseye somewhere, but that is what is occurring depending on how you're using colors and accessories and silhouettes and things of that nature. And I think, you know, that leads to something really funny that I talk about a lot, which is like people sometimes when they're confused, they're like, you're a stylist? Like, I don't get it. People can't shop for clothing and put outfits together. I'm like, yeah, of course they can. And like I always say, and you can buy furniture for your house and you can cut your own hair. It's the idea of what I'm an expert in. And I would say the thing I am the biggest expert in is I'm a body type expert, because I do think that is the most complicated element. And whenever I get a new client who's like, this is my problem, I'm like, let's take those words right out of your mouth. This is not a problem. It's just that you don't understand the quote unquote solution. So like having a wide foot, that's not a problem. You just need to know where to shop and what designers work. I've seen everything you can imagine, and I can quickly assess why someone is having trouble with their wardrobe. Maybe you have this body type and you're dressing for a totally different one. Of course you're having trouble, but now I'm going to teach you how to salvage certain things in your wardrobe and how to fill in very specific things in order to utilize what you already own in your closet. So the fact that you went ahead and did this on your own, it really is harder than you think. And so because there's a lot of information on the internet. Holy shit. It like makes it more difficult. But you played and you went there. It does make it tricky. So I am really impressed with you. Actually, now I want to know, you took the style quiz. What style adjectives did you get, Ruthann?
So it's so funny. When I did this, I was like, oh my gosh, because this is exactly my design style. When I talk to clients about my style and what they will get, this is literally my design style as well as my personal style. So I am the same person across the board. But minimal, timeless, and sophisticated. Those are my 3 words.
All right. Minimal, timeless, and sophisticated, which by the way are similar to each other, FYI. I would say minimal just means there's not going to be a lot of fluff. We're going to do as simple as possible, and from top to bottom, that's where we're going to go. Sophisticated is like the punch up. That is really going to be like, you might want to add a little bit of structure. You might want to, your pizzazz is going to be elevated. I said pizzazz, but you know what I'm saying. Your pizzazz is going to be elevated. And that leads right into timeless, which means that elevated minimalism is timeless, period. But timeless can be different for anybody. It just depends on your version. But like a classic timeless is going to be easy and simple, accessible silhouettes that you can wear in any decade and nobody's any the wiser. But that's the whole point. Anybody listening, go to stylemethodpodcast.com, take the style quiz. It is your forever filter for your wardrobe. Once you have those adjectives, now, Ruthann, you can take them cleaning out your closet. Does this piece, like you don't know whether you're going to wear it or not, or you're not sure why you're not wearing it. Well, does it match your style adjectives? No, get rid of it. That's why you're not wearing it. It's an outside version of yourself. And the other thing is that once everything in your wardrobe has, is either one or all of your style adjectives, this is when it starts to truly become your style. No matter what you're putting together, you can mix and match it endlessly, and it will always come out the other side is like, oh, that's Ruthann's style. It's an easy filter to use to get to cleaning out your closet, owning things you love that also reflect you. Then it's also a shopping filter. You're out there shopping and you're like, say you're, out on vacation, you run into a store and you're like, oh, I want to buy something fun. And you pick it up and you go, I don't know if this is going to go with anything. We'll start with, is it any of your style adjectives? And if it isn't, then it's not worth filling in when you get home. It just might be that you're drunk on vacation and you're excited about shopping. I have done that before. That's for damn sure. Drunk shopping can be fun on vacation. And then the third one is also styling an outfit. When you're putting an outfit together, you have your style adjectives. Where are you going? What do you want to lean into? And truthfully, you take those style adjectives and maybe you play up the minimalism. Maybe you're going to play up the timelessness. You can lean into whatever you want, but combine it with all things that are about what you're doing. What's the activity? Who's the audience? What's the weather? What's the location? And you think about those things, those four things, before you input your own style adjectives into it, and out comes the other side, a fabulous outfit that feels authentic to you.
Absolutely. And it's so nice to have those words and to see that this is, if you go to my website right now, you will see all these words like throughout my website, because this is what I'm advertising. This is how I design for my clients. This is kind of the style I design for my clients. So it was very like confirming. I was like, this is absolutely correct. Like this is the style that I love. I've always leaned into this. It's just who I am, I guess. Like, and part of me always wonders, like, why can't I do something like a little crazy, a little out there? And I'm like, I just not me. Like, I can experiment, I can try different things, but I think in the end, I'm minimal. And these are the words that describe me. That's
be that person. Right. Lean into the authentic. And by the way, the same two people could have the same exact style adjectives that are presented totally differently, because it really, listen, the key factor is personality, right? That is the underlying thing for all of it is, who are you? How do you show up in this world? Are you front and center? Are you quieter? What are you doing every day? Like, you can take these adjectives and truly apply them to anything, but who you are changes everything. I interviewed someone who had two of the same style adjectives as me. Mine are casual, glam, and edgy. And she had glam and edgy in there, but she's actually one of my podcast episodes. Oh my God, you should listen to it. She owns a luxury consignment store. So she's like a luxury dealer, as she calls herself. And her style was so over the top and so fabulous. And like, it was like, I looked at her, and this is totally normal. I envied her style, but not like I was going to wear it, but she looked phenomenal. And I so appreciate when people can really truly be who they are on the inside, put that on the outside, and wear it as confidently as possible. So I love that you now have words to go with what you already knew. what you already knew. So where can people find you and all things about Ruthann and her branding maven expertise?
Yes, they can go to my website to find all the things, rebrandwithruthann.com. And I also have a podcast called Rebrand with Ruthann. So I would love for you to hang out with us over there.
We're about to film it. Who are we kidding? We're about to go on it. And so guess what, everybody? You're going to now go listen to Ruthann's podcast. I am super excited about it. I'm going to definitely put it in the notes. So everybody check that out. And what's your social media handle? We're going to flash that across the screen right now.
Rebrand with Ruthann as well. Everything
Holy
is
God,
nice and
this
easy,
is the easiest. I love it. All right. I made that more complicated than it had to be. Look at that. Shocking, by the way. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. I totally appreciate it. And I can't wait to do your podcast right now, girl.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Amy.
So happy I got to chat with Ruthann about all things branding and her personal style, because we are all always evolving. And the fact that she figured out what her personal style was, what her body type was, how to dress that body type, that she stopped doing garbage bag styling and really got into feeling good about herself every day, it's a win. Let's be real. We gave a round of applause for a reason. So if you liked what you heard, please leave us a review. Yes, I'm begging. I'll beg. It's not beneath me. Please leave us a review. Give us a little 5 stars. Tell me why you like the podcast. Spotify, Apple, any of the places. And of course, go to stylemethodpodcast.com and take that style adjective quiz. This is your forever filter. If you want to start to really understand and develop your own personal and authentic style, that is the place to start. And follow us on all things social at Style Method Co. That's CO. So much style method to be had. So many ways for me to help you feel confidence. Thank you so much. And I will see you again next time on the Style Method Podcast.